Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Just kidding. Few days ago, I posted a story about tutorial ideas. Alright, so let's get into After Effects. Okay, so we are in After Effects. Here we have to make a new composition. And here we can change the settings like width and height and frame rates. It's up to you, whatever you want to keep. And here we have our composition settings like this, and we will click OK. And now these are the recommended composition I can suggest you to use. We can also change the composition settings like this. In my case, I'm changing it to 1080 by 1920, and I'm just gonna click OK. And here we have to import files to edit. For example, let me choose a file. Here we have a file. Now we need to drag and drop to make it in the composition. So here we have our one now. Okay, so now let's start with these tools on the top. First we have a cursor tool. So this is a tool where you can move things around, like moving like this. And here we have like hand tool, and it's also almost the same, just like the cursor tool. This is how you can move things around, like, and yeah, that's it. So the next one we have is like zoom tool, and this is how you can zoom. Also with this option you can also choose how much, like the size you want. Okay, for example, I'm choosing fit to 100. Okay, so there we have like a rotation tool. This is basically just to rotate the layer, just like this. And this is called anchor point tool. So this tool, like, let me explain the tool. So this is the tool right here. It defines the middle area of the video. So for example, we're gonna press S to scale it up. I'm gonna explain it. So before we get into anchor point, let me explain some things. If we go to this option right here, we can change transform settings, like whether it's the scale, like I'm zooming and zooming out like this, and also the position. You can change the position. These are the shortcuts I'm gonna mention, and you can use it. Okay, so this is a rotation tool, same as like the rotation tool, and there we have like opacity. So this is the anchor point. And so for example, if we're zooming in and out, it's like zooming right where the anchor point is. So we will just gonna enable the grids to align it. So for example, here we have our grid. So I'm just gonna align right into the middle. So for example, it's in middle. Now if we zoom in, it's gonna like zoom in the middle. So anchor point does define the center of your video. So this is how the anchor point works. So this is a pretty basic, alright. So if I choose to like the anchor point here, it's gonna zoom right there. So this is how the anchor point works. So let me just hit Ctrl Z to make it to put the back, whatever. Okay, so here we have masking tool, rectangular tool, sorry. So this is how you can make masking, like you can make a mask and do some transition on it. Same as like we have a rectangular tool, you can make different mask on a layer. So for example, there we have a layer, and let's just reset the scale, and here we have rectangular tool. And if we hold it, and we can see a lot of tools right here. Well, let me just delete all those. Okay, we have rounded rectangular tools. So same as like rectangular tool, we have rounded rectangular tool. You can make masks, same as like rectangular tool. If we don't click on layer and make a mask, it will just create a new shape layer with the along with the mask. And you can also make shape with like this by not just clicking on the clip. So for example, we have the shape layer. If we click on this one, and it will make a mask on it. Okay, here we have an ellipse tool right here. So if I make a mask like this, it will make a mask shape like an egg. Okay, so to fix that, we need to hold shift on our keyboard to fix that thing, to make a perfectly masked thing. Same goes for other masking tool like rectangular tool and other tools. Like for example, I'm making a new mask by holding shift, and it's gonna make a perfectly mask. If I do not click on shift, it will make a shape something like an egg. So for example, here we have polygon tool. So if I make a polygon, this is how you can make a polygon tool without any clicking on shift key. It will just perfectly align whatever. So here we have our pen tool. So this is a tool basically we can use to make a mask on our character with our choice, like the way I'm doing, for example, like this. You can make a mask according to your need, something like this. For example, if I click and like drag the mouse, it will make a handle. Okay, so here we have our Wanda with background removed. We will just gonna go to this is our mask 1. So we will just gonna go and check other things. For example, this is a vertex tool. This is used for to like make points if you forget to add, and this is called delete vertex tool. This is, with the help of this, you can just simply delete the points just like this. Boom. Okay, so if we hold it and just click on convert vertex tool, we can add handles just like this to make like the points little curvish. But if we click, and this is gonna just make handles along with the whatever it is. Okay, so we're just gonna hit Ctrl Z. Now we will have a mask feather tool. So this is basically to add a little feather in your mask, just like this. You can create a feather in your mask, just like this. So let's just delete this and let's head to text tool. So basically we have made a new rectangular thing to make a text on it. For example, I wrote, for example, right here. So we're just gonna select. Now we need to change color and all those stuff. So we need to open up like a panel called character. So you can just simply go to Windows and click on like characters. Where is it? Right here. So here we have our characters tool right here. You can simply change the size and the colors, and you can basically actually customize everything inside of it. Basically, I click on all caps and change the size and like the spacing, whether it's a text size or like I'm gonna have to move on the text and everything. You can actually do it. For example, I'm typing a new text under the text called text under, and I want to decrease the spacing between it. So how I'm gonna do that? I'm just gonna simply use this tool to reduce the spacing between it. So here we have our text tool. So for example, now I need to align it. How I'm gonna do that? I'm just gonna simply go to align tool, and just simply I can align it horizontally or vertically, okay, so I already explained the grids. So these are the other grids, and these are the rulers if you want to use it in your videos. So basically you can use it to match with the next frame. So basically now we have align tool. You can use other options as well, like to aligning it like vertical on the side, left side, right side, whatever suits you best. So now we have brush tool. So by using this brush tool, you just gonna need to double click on your layer, and this will open up a new window. So now you can just simply like make a brush tool. For example, I'm just gonna make a brush tool transition like this. I'm brushing it, and I'm just going like 1 or 2 frames forward, just to show you an example like how you can use like the brush tool in your edits. For example, I'm playing it and now it will animate like the brush animation one by one. Now we will have like a roto brush tool right here. I'm just gonna double click on it. Now you can, there we have our Wanda. Now we will just gonna make the Wanda out of the background, and there we have just clicked on it, and here we have a mask. Now I just want to remove it. How I'm gonna do that, you need to click Alt on your keyboard to like delete the extra part of the video, just like this. And here we can like whatever. So for example, this is the part where we want to mask, but the circle is too big. Now if you hold Control plus mouse button, like, then you can actually increase or decrease the circle of the roto brush. And now you can all by this way you can mask all the character. For example, if you hold Control Alt plus mouse wheel, you can actually zoom in and zoom out at the specific point you want. For example, like this. Okay, we have our hand right here. Okay, let's just complete it just like this. Okay, so here we have the part where we just need to make the circle smaller to fill this thing up, just like this. Okay, are we done it? So now we have completed. Now we're just gonna click on freeze to like finish out the character, whatever. We have the character now, the Wanda. So this is called Puppet Tool. So this is tool basically for animating PNGs and stuff. So I'm gonna show you a quick example how you can use it. Now we're just gonna go to project panel and import some files on it. Okay, here we have it. Okay, so here we have the picture with the white background. So first of all, look, this layer is on the top and the bottom one is hidden. Now I hide it. Now I'm just gonna put effect called extract to remove the background. Now we just need to reduce the white point to like make it visible and remove the white area. We just need to make a new solid layer so it can be visible. Now we can use the puppet tool like this. For example, I'm on like the first frame of the video, and this is how you can make a points on the puppet tool, just like this and this and this. Okay, now I'm just gonna go a few frames forward, and for example, I'm changing like the points to animate it, just like this. I'm moving it a little bit far from the points, and if I play it from the start, it will actually animate it. Like, it's just a PNG. This is how you can animate the PNG using by Puppet Tool. So this is it. So for example, now we will just do some like animations and stuff, and I will explain how you can do basic animation. So for example, I align the moon. So I'm just gonna go to like the little mark again to make the composition work. So for example, before we do that, if we drag the mold there under the Wanda, it will gonna go backwards, and if we move the moon back to on the top, it will be visible. So basically this is the eye tool. This helps you to like, so this is the dot thingy. It will help you preview only the layer you want. Okay, so here we have a lock. Here we have a motion blur tool. Okay, so basically we have a moon right here. It's a position tool right here, and if we click on this one, we have a new keyframe right here. So this is the keyframe where we have the position right in the normal. So we're just gonna drag in some few frames forward, and now we're just gonna put a new keyframe and like change the position settings. So the first keyframe is gonna be the normal, like the second gonna be the normal, and the first where you do the changes. So it will animate something like this. So here we have a motion blur tool on. Okay, if we go to composition settings and advanced, so you can actually change the shutter angle. It's because it's basically motion blur settings, and this is a 3D render which you can use while we're doing 3D edits. So here we have the keyframes. If we like make the ending the like nearer to the starting, it will like animate it faster. For example, it makes sense. If we have a scale, same as like scale keyframes. Okay, so we want the moon to pop out from zoom out to zoom in. So what we're gonna do is the normal value. So basically it's the first keyframe. It will go forward, and the first keyframe is gonna be where we will gonna do the changes. All right, so we will just gonna decrease the value, something like this, and you can actually animate it something like this. Okay, so this is how you can basically animate it. So I'm just gonna fast forward the video, and this is how you can change other, or like the rotation. This is how you can change basically the rotation, something like this. So basically this is how you can do the basic transition. Same goes for opacity. This is where I fast forward the video. So for example, if you want to cut out the video and if you don't know what the shortcut is, so I'm gonna put it up like the picture to let you know what the shortcuts are. And here you can check how you can do the shortcuts. Control D to duplicate the layer, and Control Shift D to cut the layer, and the brackets are like the starring and like to move the layer. And if you want to trim the point, you can use Alt and bracket, and for pre-compose you can simply Control Shift E. Okay guys, that's all for today. I hope you liked the video. Thanks for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe, and see you in the next video. Bye bye.